Hey there, Wondering Watchers. Welcome to this side-by-side flip through of Cat Tarot and Cat Tarot, two feline-inspired tarot decks with totally different vibes. Here, this Cat Tarot, based on the box exterior, is perkier and colorful. This is illustrated by Megan Lynn Cott, and it was published back in 2019. It recently came to me as a birthday present from one of my friends who knows I like tarot and kitty cats. This deck, you can see, is a bit moodier. This Cat Tarot is one that I backed on Kickstarter. It's illustrated by Louis William, or Louis William, however you pronounce that, and Carly Olivia. This deck you can get pretty much anywhere online or in bookstores. I've seen them even for about $20. This deck here is now being sold on Etsy for about $60. So I'm going to just jump into the box here. This Cat Tarot has a guidebook. It's got some spreads and upright and reversed meanings, and even colored images for each of the cards. This Cat Tarot has no guidebook, but it's based on the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. So pretty much if you know that, then you're good. So I'm just going to put this over here. You can see the backs of the deck. This Cat Tarot, to me, has more of a I want to say like Victorian type of vibes, but looking at it again, it's almost kind of like Gothic. And here, this Cat Tarot, the imagery here is kind of Egyptian related symbology. So I'm going to go ahead and put these off to the sides. Okay, and you can see the cards are pretty much the same size in terms of the card stock. They kind of feel similar. Maybe this one's slightly thicker than this Cat Tarot. This card stock is like the 350. Is it G? 350 GM? Is that the abbreviation that's correct? So this feels slightly thicker than this card here. And the size is, I think, basic 2.75 inches wide and 4.75 inches in terms of how tall it is or its length. So we'll go ahead and start here. We have here, why are we starting? Oh, wait, you know what? Why are we starting the king? I'm going to start this way. Okay. So you can see the full on each of these decks. Totally, totally different. And honestly, it's just whichever one resonates with you. I would say for me, I'm feeling the moodier one. But as we go through, perhaps something will jump out at me that's different. I would say the traditional imagery, this colorful cat deck has more of the traditional imagery. But also, as I say that, there's some traditional imagery that's missing entirely from this colorful one, but also from the moodier Cat Tarot. Here we have the Empress. And I have to say, in terms of these cards, the more colorful Cat Tarot one, I've used both of them in different readings, and I've used them primarily for finding out about why one of our kitty cats was having potty training, not potty training, was peeing outside of the box. And I used this deck to kind of try to figure it out. And I followed its advice, and the peas have been more in the box than out of the box. So, but I would say the imagery in it, even though some things like maybe the colors might be the same as the traditional Rider-Waite Smith illustration, some things are just not traditional, like this death card is being the vacuum. I get why there's a vacuum, but there's some cards that I don't see the traditional imagery in, and you kind of just have to, I guess, know the traditional meanings in order to figure it out. Like in this card with the dog being the devil, none of the traditional imagery is there except maybe the leash as being the collar, but is the dog supposed to be the devil, or is it the whoever is holding the leash? Because that would kind of conflict with what the traditional imagery looks like. But so far, I would say this cat tower looks like a tower. And I do think it just has to do with what you're pulled more towards. This moon card here, you could see like the concept of the reflection here. And this more colorful moon card, you've got two dogs here as opposed to like was it supposed to be like a wolf and a dog. Then you got this fat, chubby cat for the sun card, which seems very appropriate for the sun. But you can see this sun, this cat's not smiling. I would say the moodier deck is definitely moodier. There's not a lot of smiling and happiness. Maybe that's more characteristics of cats, that they're very just got that judgmental look on their face. But, maybe you have a cat that actually smiles. None of our cats seem to have a smiley face. They very much have I'm judging you for not doing the right thing face. So here, I'm going to take a look at this Three of Wands. This moodier deck, the Three of Wands, seems more like traditional imagery. This Three of Wands here, a bit confused why there's another cat in there. Why it's got its back turned. There's, I guess, maybe the wallpaper and the triangles on it are supposed to be reminiscent of perhaps the sea and some boats or fish. I would say another big difference between these two cat tarot decks has to do with the identification and labeling of the cards. You can see here in this Four of Wands, in the more colorful deck, all you have is this Roman numeral and this red circle and kind of stick to go through it. But here in the moodier deck, you have Four of Wands written out at the bottom and the Roman numeral at the top. So there's no mistaking. I would say it took me a while to figure out the different, what's it called, elements and the associated colors and labeling for this perkier deck. Here, the Eight of Wands, this cat here like jumping up. I guess it might have the same energy of Eight Wands kind of flying in the sky and towards this. Is it towards? No, it's not towards. It's away from this moody kitty cat here. But I'd say if you're pretty much drawn in by the traditional imagery or just visually connect with the cards, maybe you'll see something in the more colorful ones that resonate more with you. But like for me, this Page of Wands here, this cat looks kind of scared, and that's not kind of the way I envision the Page of Wands. Or this like Knight of Wands looks kind of timid compared to this Knight of Wands over here. So I think it just, again, it's how whichever deck you prefer kind of just goes with the type of art, the mood. But I guess in the cards, the more colorful deck starts identifying it. And for some reason, the aces. But it doesn't show you the imagery. So here you've got the Ace of Cups. It's laid out, identified here. On the moodier deck, you have it at the bottom, and the Roman numeral at the top as a 1. But when you go to the next card, the 2, you can see it now has this blue cup at the bottom to identify its cups. But on the ace, there's no kind of corresponding one. I mean, I would say this clearly looks like a cup, so it's not that hard. But I would say for the swords and the wands, it was a little bit difficult for me to figure that out. Here we have the 3 of Cups, and I guess this is the closest to kind of smiles you'll get from the moodier kitties. Here you have the 4 of Cups, and the 5 of Cups. I do think this 6 of Cups here is super adorable and sad. And here in this 6 of Cups, there's only one kitty cat, which is kind of not like the traditional imagery, the Rider-Waite-Smith imagery. Here we have the 7 of Cups. The 8 of Cups. So here, this 8 of Cups, I'm not exactly sure how this kind of indicates like the concept of like going on a journey and leaving things behind. This almost looks like being playful. So if there's and here in the 9 of Cups, you've got 2 cats, which is not the, solo 9 of Cups in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith that this moodier deck has to kind of indicate, the individual being content within themselves and having, enough to fill others' cups type of thing. And again, here you've got the 10 of Cups. It's one of the happiest cards in the deck. Although there's not like a family in this, you can see that there's a sense of connection, looking towards everything that they have and accomplished and being grateful for. This little cat looks like worried, lonely even. So you got Page of Cups, you got cute little cat in the toilet, and you got the Knight of Cups here. Queen of Cups, and this cat here is sleeping in front of a picture of teapot and a cup. This one is holding the cup. I would say I don't quite understand why this cat is sleeping. But, you know, maybe it's just I'm doing what I want to do, cat. We have the King of Cups. And here we have the Ace of Swords. And for this deck, the swords are indicated by a triangle, but it doesn't say that here. And the sharp, I guess these sharp swords at this Two of Swords are the top teeth. And in this moodier deck, it's more of the, you know, I guess blindfolded, cloaked with the back to the moon and water, and two swords. This is more of the, I guess the symbology is more reminiscent of the traditional Smith deck. Here we have the Three of Swords. You can see the imagery is very different. This is a very playful, colorful, almost flirtatious type of Three of Swords, whereas this moodier Three of Swords is, you can see kind of, it's been through it. It's been through it. It's got injuries. It's slightly deformed heart shape there. I think even just going by this side by side flip through, I'm more drawn to the moodier deck. I think it's just because the traditional imagery for me, but that's the way my brain works. If you're able to kind of see this little Roman numeral at the bottom to understand that this is the Six of Swords, and see this cat stretching and over a ripped fabric to understand what it means, as opposed to this more traditional imagery, symbology of the Six of Swords, then I guess I'm jealous, because I really do need to have a better overall, I guess, understanding of what I'm seeing in the cards, because otherwise it looks like this deck of kitties is just a bunch of kitties just doing random things. And it could be playful random things. It could be just curious random things. Like this Ten of Swords. It's a cat, looks like they're trying to get out of a screened in door. This Ten of Swords is definitely not like the traditional 10 swords in the back of the Smith illustration, but I would say in terms of the coloring and severity, this Ten of Swords, the moodier Ten of Swords, would kind of trigger concepts of, you know, things just not going well, but needing to kind of look forward more so than this cat. Just, I would say this kitty's just looks like they're trying to escape. Also could just be that they're trying to see what noise is outside and, you know, wanting to go outside and play. Here we have the Page of Swords, kind of similar. Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords. I do like how they have the wallpaper in the background representing some of the symbols, like the clouds. In this one, it doesn't look like there's any like birds in the sky or butterflies like in this King of Swords. But there's also no swords or nothing even sharp other than claws. So here we have the pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. And here the pentacles, you can see at the bottom is just a round green circle. The Two of Pentacles. I would say this kind of toy string with the balls is more reminiscent of the traditional kind of juggler with the infinity sign than this Two of Pentacles that looks like they're just holding Christmas ornaments. Here we have the Three of Pentacles. We have the Four of Pentacles, Five of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, there's 7, 8, 9, there's 10 of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Queen, and King of Pentacles. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do some shuffling. Kind of, like I said earlier, these seem to be like traditional size, similar kind of thickness, and in terms of the texture even, they're very similar. This moodier deck seems to be a little bit thicker stock. So in terms of shuffling, it's a little bit stiffer, but both seem pretty nice. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these up and then do a small little deck interview for each. Okay, so I went ahead and shuffled these decks, and I am just going to go ahead and mix the cards up a little bit more and do a 3-card draw for a deck interview. So basically, I'm going to pull 3 cards to find out its current cat attitude or catitude, where it would like to explore, and what it wants to show me. So here for its catitude, we have here the Empress. In terms of where it would like to explore, we have the Two of Wands. And in terms of what it wants to show me, we have here the Four of Swords. Okay, so in terms of its catitude with the Empress, I feel like it just really thinks it's all that in a bag of chips and wants to share that bag of chips with everyone. In terms of where it wants to explore, I think it's pretty much willing to pursue any avenue that's outside of its comfort zone, anything that really is brought to its attention. And what it wants to show me is this cat's belly. I feel like it's a sense of showing me you can be vulnerable even when there is time for trying to take a step back and relax. So let's do this more moody cat tarot deck interview. And again, I'm going to pull 3 cards, find out about this deck's current catitude, what it wants to explore, what it would like to show me. Okay, so its current catitude, we have here Strength, what it would like to explore, 10 of Wands, and what it wants to show me, we have the Justice card. Okay, so in terms of its catitude with Strength, I feel like this deck is kind of saying like almost like a little goes a long way. You don't have to be in someone's face with all the symbology in order to get across the message in the cards here. But also just like I can just give you a look and you'll know exactly what I'm thinking without me having to say it. In terms of where it would like to explore with this 10 of Wands, I feel like it would like to explore those situations where people have these like lofty goals, or I want to say you're putting a lot of intention and energy into these goals where maybe it needs to be examined on how those goals are reached, and kind of like whether it's the best use of energy to reach those goals, or if you can get other people to help you with those goals. And in terms of what it wants to show me with this Justice card, it wants to show me a sense of just honesty of what is, and kind of I guess the raw truth of things, and kind of suck up like if it hurts your feelings, if it isn't flowery enough, kind of just suck it up and kind of deal with things as they are. So that's kind of my sense of this reading. And if I was a little too harsh on this Cat Tarot deck, you can go ahead and let me know. I feel really drawn to this moodier Cat Tarot. But thanks for watching this side-by-side flip through of Cat Tarot, and we'll see you next time. Take care.